Hey, this is Ryan again. This is my second video blog for the week. Yeah, I just got back from a funeral for a friend of mine. Unfortunately, he passed away. He had a heart attack and he was 66 years old. Unfortunately, it was very quick, hopefully. I don't know whether he was in pain or not, but I'm hoping that um, it wasn't painful for him. Well, I guess what I'm going to be talking tonight or today, depending on what time, um, what's that word? Time difference between, you know, over the Pacific Ocean to the eastern part over here. But anyways, it was interesting going to a Catholic church. Um, Quite frankly, it was kind of boring, but the whole purpose of me being there is to pay respect to a friend of mine who unfortunately passed away. Um, but the whole time I was there, I was contemplating of, um, about life, how fragile life can be. Um, Whether there's a life after this life or not, we don't know until we get to that time where the door is there. Whether there's life after death, I don't know. Of course, there's different religions out there that believe there is life after death. After death. Personally, I like to believe um, that there is a wonderful place where the Bible speaks of. Um, I know before I said, for me being an agnostic Christian, I do believe in the teachings of Christ, but um, unfortunately, a lot of people misuse his words, misinterpreting the words of what Jesus taught. He taught about justice, social justice, about life for the poor. Unfortunately, today, the poor got a bad rap for not having supposedly being lazy, living off society. Yeah, there are many people who are doing that, but I digress. But people, especially, you know, these television, evangelical people on TV, um, they teach about prosperity. They teach about, God wants you to have these extravagant um, life. But I don't think that's what Jesus taught in the first place. And the Bible even describe of letting your possessions go. But yet, the majority of the rich people in America tend to be religious. They think that God blessed them for having, you know, multi-million dollar uh, corporations or money, inheritance, or whatever the case may be. Um, but unfortunately, um, they construed. I'm not against anybody that has material items at all. Having a house, having a car. I mean, those are um, things that we do need to have. But when it get to the point where you have someone buying 20 different model of cars, okay, it is probably a stupid example. I don't know any of you guys watch WWE. wrestling, with um, on Monday night, Friday night. There's a character on there, and I say character because it's fake, but the character on there is Alberto Del Rio. Every time he goes and come in to have a match, excuse me, he always drives in a car that is no less than $100,000 for a car. Every time it's a different car. Yeah, according to the commentaries, it's like he buys one for every town he goes into. You know what I can do with $100,000? But anyways, um, people that have that much money and gloat it and blame people that are poor, and they're saying they're lazy or they're not worthy of having it. But um, people do need to have things, okay? But the important thing is to be happy because I know more people that are poor that have nothing are more happier than the people that have multi-color cars, multi-homes, um, millions of dollars in the bank account. Okay, those people worry about their possessions more than a poor person. Okay, by all means, I'm not poor. I make pretty good money, and do have an inheritance that do live off. But the difference with me, I'm not trying to say I'm better or whatever, but this is my situation with of where I'm at now in life. I have a house, inheritance, bought it, but it's paid off, and I paid off my car. I live off of Social Security and part-time job as a substitute teacher, and hopefully with this new business adventure that I'm doing, I'll make where I can make enough money where I can get off of Social Security and earn my dollar. That's my goal. I did found an avenue for me to get out of poverty. And I bet you can ask anybody that's poor wants to get out of poverty if given a chance. But, um, I mean, no one wants to live in poverty. Someone that don't have a home but sleeps in a car. Maybe they're happy with that. I don't know. There are people that live underneath a bridge. They seem to be happy. And some of them do choose. And even a lot of them have money, but they choose to live that way, to live without. And that seems to be more happier than, some others. But I notice the more I acquire things, the harder for me to keep up with. I mean, for instance, buying a house, it's hard for me to do anything with it because I'm disabled. It's hard for me to keep up cleaning it, putting things away. That's hard for me to do. And also, same thing with the car. I can't do anything with the car other than driving. I can't change the oil. I can't do any kind of repairs because the majority of my friends that have their own car, they take care of it themselves. Trust me, I want to do that, but I can't. I know I'm going all over different areas of things in my life right now, but anyways, I went from having a friend of mine passed away at a funeral to um, a lifestyle of the rich and the poor. But I'm going back to my original thought of being on doing the video blog today. What about death? I mean, what is it? Is it something that we should be afraid of, or is it something we need to prepare for? For me, in fact, it was kind of funny. The priest was kind of from what he spoke. He said it's not necessary the end point is where the reward is, but the reward is the journey to the end point. When I heard that, especially coming from a priest, because a lot of times, a lot of churches focus on the end point. I guess when someone passes away, people think about death. Is there anything that, anything after that? But the main thing is like, yeah, I lost a good friend, and he's in a better place. You know, um, I'm gonna miss him. He's the one. It's kind of funny. That was a Saturday afternoon before he passed away. It's a Sunday. Um, I met him at Starbucks, and we were sitting out there drinking coffee and talking. He was just talking about what I want to do for my life. And I told him, I said, I want to have my own business. I want to make my own money. Um, any way that I can do to get off my benefits. I know having benefits being disabled is good to have, but I like to make it where I can get off of Social Security and have someone else be approved and have the benefits. But I mean, that's my goal is to try to do that. And he encouraged me to do it. That was the last conversation I've had with him. But the thing is, with him, is he died on the Sunday. His ex-wife and his daughter um, haven't heard from him for 4 days. So they decided to go to his house. And he was, apparently what I understood is that he was in the bathroom and he was dead for 4 days. Um, so um, that could be, he was dying by himself. He was dead. He had no one there to really help him out. Whether someone be there would be able to, uh, keep him alive, there's ifs and buts, it just totally depends on how you look at it. But he had a good life. He was a Vietnam veteran. He had a rough life, but he was happy. Yes, he's pretty well off, but he was happy. He lives off of $10 a day on food. That's how much money he spends a day on coffee and food. And he has multi-million dollars, but yet he only lives off of $10 a day. Um, I admire someone that does that. All right, well, speaking of Starbucks, I want to head up there and have another cup of coffee, and maybe run into some of the people that were at the memorial. Okay, well, if you have any questions or any thoughts or add-ons to what I'm talking about. All right, well, until next time, have a wonderful day and be safe.